If you haven't told your friends about Not These Two Fucking Guys podcast, may your mother's eyes burn. I'm Rock.
And I'm Archie. Well, our opinions, they might not matter to some, but...
What are you doing in there?
It's a podcast.
Immature, crass, trashy. And those are their good qualities. These poor schmucks are a couple of IQ points away from eating paste. But when it comes to music, sports, and comedy, well, that's all they know. You're listening to
Not These Two Fucking Guys.
Not These Two Fucking Guys podcast.
Your mom's a... What's up, everybody? How you doing out there?
Whoa.
Yeah, that was a little harsh. That was harsh.
Man, you came in fucking smoking guns.
Should be smoking weed. I haven't fucking done that in a while, too. So that's why I'm a little uptight, quarantined up in this motherfucker. Yeah, it's a little rough.
They don't allow weed in your house? Are you being drug tested at home?
Everybody out there, you got to understand, well, you guys do understand that me and this schmuck over here, we're actually doing this via Zoom. So you're in the compound and I'm at home and we're actually making this shit happen, but we're not together. But I could see you.
Because no motherfucking pandemic's gonna stop.
Go ahead.
Not these two fucking guys.
You were gonna fuck it up.
Yeah, probably.
So, funny thing, you know how like Murphy and Cuomo are saying, like don't go around older folk. Don't go see your parents. Don't go see your grandparents. I was talking to my mother and I was like, Ma, I was like, yeah, it's getting bad out there, She's like, oh, I know. It's getting crazy. I haven't seen anything like this ever. And I'm like, I know, Mom. I'm like, this is nuts. I know you haven't seen your granddaughter in a while, but it's going to be, she's like, yeah, I don't want you to risk anything. You got the family, you got your job, but if you want to come over for lunch, just let me know. I'll make you, I'm making some eggplant. So, you can come over for lunch. You want to know what? Your eggplant will stop the fucking virus. It's fine.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy out there. I mean, when this all breaks, everybody better have a healthy appreciation for going out, going to bars, going in public, supporting musicians and comedians and what have you, the arts. Like, you really, I hope it puts it in perspective, being that you're stuck in your house, you can't do shit, that when you can, go out and support people.
Everything's canceled. The fucking the Olympics are canceled.
Life is canceled.
This is some crazy shit. So I'm going to tell my daughter 10 years from now, you, my darling angel, that beautiful smile. What day is this? Day 7? Day 8? Day 9? I don't even know what fucking day it is of the quarantine.
Who knows?
I'm going to look at her and say, you were a fucking pain in the ass that one day. Oh, chasing her, trying to work, trying to do this. Oh, God. Whatever. You want to know what? A lot of people have it way worse, so I'm not trying to fucking throw that out there, but not these two fucking guys. We're going to keep rolling with this podcast.
We've been on the call and you've been nursing that beer for quite some time now. Didn't know if the quarantine made you soft or not.
Well,
how many? Let me ask you a question. How many? So everybody's stuck in their houses, right, across the world. How many? We're obviously musicians. Use that term loosely.
Very loosely, like your sister. Sorry.
Oh,
sorry.
Her again,
sorry.
Huh? How many songs are going to be like called Quarantine by bands? Like, right? It's going to be fucking the quarantine sessions, alone in my house.
It's funny enough. Starting this podcast, episode 3, I was going to start to call this the Covidiot sessions. Because starting this podcast, now we will have a awesome guest coming up that we did pre-record, but starting this episode, us fucking doing some music, doing some comedy and sports and this bullshit. This is the start of the Covidiot sessions. So we're going to see how long this is going to last for. So this is episode 3, my friend. We'll see. And
we have a fucking awesome guest.
Our guest is fucking dope. It is. A lot of shit's going to come out. There's like we said, I think a lot of creative shit is going to happen. A lot of fucking people that are pretty smart, pretty creative are going to be pumping out shit, recording stuff at home, making shit, inventing shit while you're just taking a shit.
Setting their own personal masturbation records each day.
Yeah, everybody's got a personal record, right?
Hey, listen, you got to try to beat it, right? Always try to be a little bit better than you were yesterday.
You fucking jerk off. All right, man. You ready to get into some sports?
And we're going to use the term sports very loosely. We're going to get into some, as I like to call it, sports entertainment.
Do the honors.
Let's fucking go. So, you air drumming motherfucker, you. So, essentially, every sport that you know is canceled, right?
Canceled.
Baseball.
Canceled.
Just to put it into perspective, tomorrow is supposed to be opening day for baseball. That hurts. The Olympics just got pushed back to 2021. NBA season is paused. NHL season is paused. There's literally no sports going on except, and I said except, motherfucking pro wrestling.
He said it.
Your favorite topic.
He fucking said it. I knew it. You know what? I had a feeling you were going to come with this fucking sport. Yep. Yo, I mean, listen, Rocco, it's as real as it gets, pal. All right. Lay it on me.
All right. So I am definitely conflicted because Wrestlemania was supposed to be April 5th in Tampa Bay at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium, right?
Okay.
Holds what, 80,000, whatever it holds. So now with social distancing, you can't have groups over 10 people, whatever it is being held at WWE's Performance Center in Orlando, Florida with no audience.
No audience.
None whatsoever. And I get it. They have to do that 100%.
Do you think they're still going to mic up the tables?
Now they could. Yeah, I do.
Good.
So they could have probably either postponed it. They could have, they wouldn't cancel WrestleMania. And I give WWE and specifically Vince McMahon credit. Like,
the show must go on.
The show must go on, right? Even after like 9/11, man, they were like the first like big gathering of a group to put on a performance, because you remember there was those 2-3 weeks where sports was halted. The World Series was going on. The Yankees were in the World Series. I like to forget about that year because it was 2001. But they're going to put WrestleMania on from their performance center, and it's going to air April 4th and April 5th, the Saturday and the Sunday. Sounds cool, right? I found out they're actually taping it March 25th and March 26th. So you're not a wrestling fan.
Well,
I get it.
Hillbilly Jim was cool.
When you watch wrestling live, it's a lot different than watching it taped. Because when you're watching it live, it's like anything can happen, right? When it's taped, shut up. When it's taped, all the fucking wrestling net nerds like myself, get spoilers online and, breaking news like, hey, spoilers from the taping and this is what happened, that's what happened. Now here will maybe a little bit different because
breaking news, Nikki Bella's top came off. No, go ahead.
Whoa. Here will be a little bit different because this is a closed set. There's no audience, right? So there isn't 50,000 people that can go online and say, hey, John Cena did this or whatever the hell have you. But man, it just feels so fucking weird. Part of me wishes they kind of postponed it, and just maybe called it something different, but it's not fucking WrestleMania, bro. WrestleMania is for like big stadiums nowadays,
Now, here's a question. They're saying we are not supposed to gather in more than groups of 10, 20, 30, you know what they're saying on the news, the media?
Yep. Yeah.
Are they going to have a Royal Rumble?
No, that would be the event, the Royal Rumble. No Royal Rumble, no Battle Royal. It looks like every match is no more than 4 to 5 people in it. And listen, kudos to the wrestlers. Obviously they're taking some risk, right? You can't social distance and wrestle naked with a guy.
Listen, I always have to say, wrestlers are fucking tremendous athletes. tremendous. What they go through, like I've watched behind the scene documentaries on wrestling and what they go through and how many times they fucking wrestle per year with broken bones, with this, with that. My thing with it is just, fucking scripted little, 40-year-old men watching it. It gets a little fucking weird, but that's you. And that's okay. Because we love you.
Well, let me ask you a question.
You want me to be
You
honest?
watch movies, right? Late breaking news. Those movies, they have script.
Very true. I hear
They're
you.
scripted.
No, it's good shit. I like busting your balls. Anybody out there that's into wrestling, I fucking fake. Go home.
You're such an asshole. And that is precisely why no one likes you.
Oh, that's why.
So, you're not a wrestling fan, but you know the big names.
Coco Beware?
Coco Beware's and the motherfucking... And his fucking bird are in the main event. No.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
No, jerk off. Okay, so I can tell the last time you watched wrestling was 1985. I get it. I get your perspective. And it was a good era, I gotta say. One of the bigger attractions and or the main event, Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. Goldberg.
There's two things I know about Goldberg. One, he became an actor. Yeah, he did some acting.
I'll use that term loosely.
Two, our very good friend J-Joe has the same tattoo as him.
He does. Wow, that's pretty funny. I forgot about that.
All right, go ahead, go.
But I give it to Goldberg. My dude's in it. I think he's 50, right? I don't know his exact age. You can look that up, but fucking phenomenal shape. Right? And people say, oh, well, he's a part-timer. He wrestles once a year, twice a year. And there's younger guys that should be on there. And there's a lot of young guys and gals that deserve a spot. But if you can't outdraw him, you're not a bigger draw, then it is what it is. Like it's the money talks, right?
Of course they're going to want anybody with the bigger draw.
He is a fucking still a huge draw. So whatever he did and whatever era he was in, whatever he did to get over, he's still fucking over huge.
Good for him.
And, it is what it is. The John Cena
is his pants still baggy?
I think so, but he's got longer hair now, yes.
Gotcha.
He's wrestling the Fiend Bray Wyatt, which should be a good match.
Okay.
John Cena's at that stage in his career where he's, we're going to say, hopefully putting Bray Wyatt over. You know what I mean? So essentially, Bray Wyatt gets the rub for beating John Cena because John Cena is, one of the greatest of all time. John Cena is a part-timer at this point, has a really good career in Hollywood. You can't see him. Yeah, you can't see me. I wish I fucking couldn't see you. So like that's where his focus is, but he's still going to be at WrestleMania, still essentially is a gigantic draw. And I think what they're going to make the main event is Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh, how did he do at the UFC?
He did well. He won the heavyweight championship at one point.
All right.
You guys would be in the same fucking weight class.
That's insane.
I think you'd have a shot.
Shot with your system.
At grabbing his fucking jock strap. But so this is the first time WrestleMania is divided up between 2 days. So I don't know how they're going to do it. They're taping it ahead of time. They say they're taping it at the Performance Center and on location places. So it has to be obviously where you can't have more than a couple people. We'll see. I'm proud of the WWE for doing something. I think it's awesome. I think people need it right now. I think people are cooped up and need an outlet. There's no sports, and we only watch so much Netflix. So I think that this will help people. To me, it doesn't quite feel like WrestleMania.
Do you know pay-per-view? Same price, still charging the same shit?
I would guess so, yeah. I mean, their model is basically kind of like a little metaphor here. The live crowd, like, obviously gives back to the wrestlers and sets the atmosphere, but where the money's made, the live crowd is the least of their concern. All it is about selling pay-per-view. And listen, people, I think it'll do phenomenally because there isn't much up against it. There's not much else out there.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I know you'll be watching, and do me a favor.
I think we should watch on Skype together.
We're not on Skype. Do me a favor when you're watching it, or before you watch it, don't Google the fucking ending like my wife does at every movie.
I like to be surprised. I'm not huge on spoilers because you have to. I mean, if you're watching it to be entertained, why would you want to know what the fuck happens?
Does that go for porn too?
No, that you have to skim through the whole thing first, and then you go back to the scene that you choose.
All right.
Wrestle fucking Mania.
What number?
April 4th and April 5th. This is WrestleMania 36. and their tagline now is "Too big for just one night." Something you never fucking heard, pal.
This next bit we're about to discuss is very apropos for the fucking time that we're living in, my man. This is often... Don't you ever interrupt me again. I'll kill you. This is off the great comedy album, You Are All Diseased, by a man named George Carlin.
Some may say the GOAT.
Some may say, why so suburban?
How awesome was that cameo in fucking Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
Great cameo. And here we go.
I walk a 100-pound pit bull down the street. I'm a tough-looking son of a bitch, okay? I walk a 3-pound peekaboo down the street. They're looking for my husband walking behind me.
So he was like so fucking ahead of his time, right? And like what he was talking about in this bit was like essentially what we're going through now, pretty much a pandemic.
Yeah.
And, you know, saying like how we're so germ conscious and that we don't give our immune systems a chance to build up an immunity. And it was in such a funny way where, you know, he was talking about how he was, I think his quote was, I only wash my hands when I shit on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, and you don't need to take a shower every day. You have to just get the key areas. It was like asshole, crotch, mouth, and something.
Armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth.
I mean, they are the key fucking targets.
And if you want to save time, use the same brush, he said. Fucking Carlin. Who would have known that in 99 at the Beacon Theater, this was his 11th HBO special. 11. Coming out, hardcore, bald, rocking that ponytail, that mullet, all fucking, all party in the back. That he comes out with a germ skit. You know, funny about this skit, people that died of food poisoning. You know how many people died of food poisoning? 9,000. 9,000. You bunch of pussies. So the funny part is that
they take a fucking chance.
So the funny part is I Googled how many people died in 2019 of food poisoning. 420,000.
Christ.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
So in 99, 9,000. In 2020, in 2019, so 20 years later.
Listen, 420,000 people. I mean, I don't want to make light of what the fuck's going on now, but I'm kind of more worried about that because there's more people than coronavirus right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Holy shit!
I like how he starts this skit off. And people that are on death row, they're giving him the needle. They swab their arms first. Well, they don't want to give him an infection when he's going to hell.
That's so funny. And he was saying how, like, you know, Americans will sell themselves for the illusion of being secure and being safe, and it's literally all the fear that's going on today. He's like talking about it.
I know.
You know, obviously way ahead of his time, but that's how all his shit was. I tell you what, man, I'm not saying that he had like, you know, ESP or something like that, but he was so fucking in tune to the human condition and to people and to patterns that he kind of just fucking, his observational humor and his observations in general always seems spot on. And like, that's the kind of comedian where it's like, okay, he goes on a rant and maybe you're not laughing for the whole thing. You're going to laugh your ass off at some points, but the things he's saying, you're like, holy fuck, this guy is spot on.
Yeah.
Right. And it's relatable. I felt that way. I think that way. Holy shit. Didn't think of it that way.
Carlin is very, like you said, very in tuned with what a lot of people think.
One of the things he said in there, he said that if I drop my food, he's like, people that drop their food on the floor and don't eat it. He goes, if I drop my food on the ground at an outdoor cafe in Calcutta, I would still fucking pick it up and eat it. And listen, everything that we're taught today is like hand sanitizer, and I think it's maybe people didn't build up enough immunities, right? and these new fucking diseases are popping up here and there.
Let me tell you a little story about my boy Rocco on the other side of the line. There was a time where you and I used to go to McDonald's after a night of drinking, and I used to witness firsthand you pick up a chicken nugget with batting gloves on. You would pick up half of the chicken nugget, you would dip it into the sauce, eat that half, put the other half on the tray. Why? I questioned it. You said, don't fucking worry about it. No, but I finally figured out why. Because you touched that. So you're not going to eat that. So every time I went to McDonald's with you, I would only order half of what? Because I know you were going to fucking not finish the other half.
Is that why you're so healthy today? Because you ate all the fucking other ends of it? Listen, that was before fucking hand sanitizer and good antibacterial soap.
You're a walking OCD freak.
Oh my God, that was a and that was a long time ago, but that was a huge period of OCD for me. So,
but I'm gonna
go
totally
cry
behind
now,
you.
Yeah, it's so funny. We use an example, right? And everyone's gonna be remain nameless. I got friends that are people that I know are worried about the coronavirus, but yet we've seen them firsthand with their tongue in a hooker's asshole years ago, but yet they're putting that sanitizer on to prepare for the coronavirus.
Stocking up on wipes, stocking up on this. Yeah. Never name nameless. They were stocking up. They were stocking up on fucking massage oils and fucking. Ooh, this cherry blast would fucking taste good. Up Rhonda's, haha.
Oh my God.
I hear you, bro. Well, George Carlin, funny motherfucker, one of our favorites. We give him praise once again. He will always be one of our go-to comics when we want to fucking laugh our balloons off,
especially in these kind of times. And what a couldn't have a more appropriate segment, or skit or bit to talk about now. You guys should all go on YouTube and search it out. Just put in George Carlin germs, and you will LOL, as the kids say. Yo, Arch.
What up, my friend?
I am so motherfucking excited about our guest.
Tell me, how excited are you?
You know why?
Oh, I do.
You do? Okay, well, I'm going to let all our listeners know why.
Please do.
This man, I'm lucky enough to call him my tattoo artist.
Very good.
A musical inspiration.
Goddamn right he is.
And most importantly, a motherfucking friend for probably about 15 to 20 years. The great John Kosco.
Well, listen, why don't we just do this sour mash real quick?
Beautiful. You?
I'm good right now.
Rocco,
that guy.
Rocco,
I'm good. I'm good right now.
Rocco.
Just a little
I
bit.
love you. I love you. You have to just do the sour mash. He lost the sour mash.
He hides the shots sometimes. Just because.
All right, cheers. I've known you for, I don't know, goddamn fucking 20 years, for Christ's
John.
sake. Cheers.
To meet you. Salud.
Boom. Lovely.
Oh. What's up, everybody? We are here with not only a tattooist, a musician.
I'm going to go on a limb. Tattooist isn't a fucking word, I don't think.
Well, thank God I'm allowed. It's on my podcast, too, so I can say what the fuck I want to say. Father.
Yeah.
Husband.
Yeah.
And not in order of importance, but we're here with the great John Kosco.
Thank you.
How you doing, pal?
I'm awesome, man.
I can't tell you how awesome and grateful me and my schmuck friend over here are. So happy that you did this for us.
I am so honored. I've known, both of you, for so many years.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's so cool what you guys are doing. and I've always been a big fan of anything you guys have been doing over the years. So,
well, we appreciate it. We want to talk to you because you have a wealth of knowledge of the music business and the journey that you've taken. Going back, years and years now. Where do you want to start?
I got something.
yeah. What do you got?
But go to New Jersey, the VFW.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah.
I wish there were more shows like that.
Right? Yeah.
We had so much fun. We'd leave our banners there. The giant banners we stayed like the 25 by 30 fucking banners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We left it there. We're just like
that's I believe where I think Rocky a little longer, but that's where I first met you. Yeah. And I could tell a difference between there's dudes that like us, assholes, playing a band, but then there are dudes that can play. So I got to see you many moons ago. It was really cool, really fucking cool, man. The band was called Child. Mm-hmm. I still have my Child shirt. I'm a little heavier, a little bit heavier.
It's a little more snug now.
It's a little snug.
Listen, man, I have a Peloton for a reason.
But now, back in the day, when Rocky and I played in Lowdown, and we got to open up for you, and there was a dude, Adam, Anger of the Lamb. Does that ring a bell? I think
that
was the kid who put the shows on.
He put the shows on.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah,
he was my the first introduction
Brian
to
Snell.
Yes.
Yeah.
To almost like an industrial type.
Yeah,
like
he's
I knew,
a talented dude.
Yeah. But I remember those shows, and I just remember playing at the VFW and just going this is pretty fucking cool to be part of this.
Yeah, I wish there were more stuff like that. We used to do these shows called Blood, Smut, and Beers. We did 3 of them. I think the last one we did, we had it was at the Rec Room in Wallington. Long gone by now. But we would fill the place up, and we'd have strippers on stage. We'd have bikini bike wash, pig roast.
Sounds like a horrible time.
Oh yeah, no, it was awful, man. No one really. It was so good. We made so much money doing those shows. We used to leave money in the drawer, and the promoter would call us back up and be like, "Dude, you left $1,500 in the fucking drawer."
Again, VFW, awesome time. So
I remember those shows little kids would come up, because it was all ages.
Yeah.
They'd come up to you want your autograph. I'm autograph? What?
Yeah. What? Me? For who? So as far as Child went, how many years? How many years was that band in fruition?
Gosh, I would say I want to say 11. I used to say 11. Okay. It's just a cool number, I guess. I don't know. But we've had so many members over the years too, really great players. I remember this one kid, Dino Dogan was his name. He was Croatian. We always had Albanian, Croatian, Lithuanian people. I don't know. But my bass player Danny and I started that band a long time ago, and it was just rock music. It was a lot of riffs were derived from the band Mountain.
Got it. Okay, cool.
And it was so many different members. It was crazy.
I just remember Rocky coming up to me many moons ago and just going, "Yo, my boy John is in Child, and we're going to go see him play, and we might do a show with him at the VFW." And I'm like, "Oh, awesome." And I remember going and being very fucking impressed. And my first initiation into the local scene in New Jersey, but seeing somebody at a caliber that is definitely higher up than me and Fuckface over here, just playing Connections on a...
Man, I miss that place, man.
That was a great place.
And that's where that too, you always let us open up for you guys there, and it was always a fucking awesome time. Yeah. Places like that, I feel just they ain't the same anymore.
No, it's not.
There's not...
It's not the same. And the places that think they're the same, it's holding on to a thread of glory that it just doesn't have that, valor anymore. It's just not there, We would stay until 3-4 in the morning after hours even, party downstairs in the basement.
Oh, it was very clean. It was very clean. I remember that.
Dude, that
Basement. I don't know.
It's fucking horrible, bro.
it was like fucking dripping water and like fucking pots and had that back room that was like
A fucking serial killer.
You get
would walk
hepatitis
out.
sitting on the couch.
Yeah, dude, it was nasty.
For years, I was just going there. I remember going like, oh man, I want to go downstairs. Like, you know, all these bands that like fucking I play with, I open up for, they're downstairs. I went down. We opened up for Among Thieves.
Yeah,
Alan Roberts' band.
I remember that band. Yeah.
Okay, we opened up for Among Thieves. We're downstairs. There's us, Alan Robert, and a plate of and a fucking catering of cold cuts in this dirt rat infested fucking area. I was like, you want to know what? I'm good coming down here.
It was like that in most places.
Child, you were on to Dropbox, right? That was
Yeah, Child was literally probably breaking up as. Oh, this is my beer. Yeah.
I'm trying to steal his beer.
Sorry, no,
Salute.
Child was literally breaking up right before I got a record deal, and so I had been to one of the Godsmack shows. I went to go see Deftones, and he's a big Deftones fan, and that was out in what do you call it? Yeah, I forget what the hell that was. It's the one it's the one on the water out in New York.
Jones Beach.
Jones Beach, yeah. How the hell would I forget that? Sully brings it up all the time. Like, remember we used to met? It was crazy. It was like smoking weed out there. And I went up meeting Sully, and I had a demo in my car. It was like in the parking lot, which wasn't far from like, going through the gate or whatever. And I was talking to him about like motorcycles and stuff like that. I don't know why. And he's like, are you in a band or whatever? I'm like, yeah. He's like, why don't you tell me 30 minutes ago? Which I think he kind of respected,
Yeah. Because you're first. Hey, how you doing, man? Oh, by the way, I'm in a band.
Yeah. Like fuck off.
Yeah. Like he hasn't heard that before.
Yeah. Get fucked. Yeah. But he's like, yeah, I'll definitely take a listen. Start my own label, on Universal Records, blah, blah, blah. So I fucking go to the car, come back, and he wound up being preoccupied with, I would say, this, that, and the other.
Gotcha.
And so I'm like, all right, well, there goes that, whatever. But we had a great conversation. Like, it was like super in-depth conversation about like just music and motorcycles, and he started telling me about like, his experiences, touring and stuff like that. And we just connected on that level. And I just think he remembered me from that. And then he called me like, he had to dig through like all of his bags and stuff like that in the rehearsal rooms. He's like, I was like digging, I couldn't find your number or whatever. And he called me the first time I was on Route 80, right in Hackensack. And he's like, hey, what's up? It's Sully from Godsmack. I hung up on him like, whatever, fucking Jimmy or whatever the fuck. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he called back. He's like, no, it's Sully from Godsmack. So that was it was pretty cool.
How did you feel right then and there?
Right there, I felt like I finally was able to convince someone enough to believe in what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me this story like a week after it happened, a couple days after it happened. I'm like,
that's right.
Like, this is how it's supposed to happen. Like, this is like, I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Well,
like, that's
because what you're saying right now is pretty much about 90% of the music industry. Young kids and local bands are like, I want to be backstage.
Yeah.
I want to give a demo to so and so.
Yeah, I think it was like, he's a deeper dude than you think. He's not as shallow as like, a lot of these rock stars are, this, that, and the other, I think he really saw something that wasn't pretentious or anything. And he felt like safe enough to be like, well, this kid seems like a real dude, like, salt of the earth guy or whatever, like me, And he felt safe enough to give me, he liked my voice. He said, I don't really care for your band too much, but I like your voice.
Kid's got a great vibrato.
How do you do that vibrato you do, huh?
That's something that I've always I've came in contact with you so many times, and obviously, but like I've never asked you that question, like how the fuck did it happen? And now I know. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that's a nice little tale.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, so check this out. You get a call from Sully.
Yeah.
He goes to you. I like your. Maybe I'm not digging your band. I'm digging you.
Yeah.
Where does it go from here?
So I knew Jimmy Preziosa. He had a band called Ogre. Lead singer JB, rest in peace. He was just fucking talented motherfucker. And my buddy Joey Wilkinson.
I know him. Yeah.
He's like the wild and crazy guy that you just want to have with you on stage. Quite simply, those are the two guys I wanted to be with, on stage. And then we found Sully introduced me to Lee Richards, who really taught me how to articulate a lot of songwriting and focusing and pushing. He pushed me really hard, vocally, and I'll never forget like being in the studio with him, being super frustrated with him. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, well, fucking shithead, what the fuck? He's very, very, all those guys are Boston. I
very direct.
Still have a Boston accent being around Sully and Lee and all those guys and Tony and Robbie, and they're so fucking funny with their accent that it caught on to me it just latched on to me. But I really I learned a lot from Lee and Sully, being in the studio with them. Shannon, I would jam with Shannon. We would write fucking songs, and I learned how to speak drums, and more so than I've ever before. Because I thought I was good at it in child, because we do a lot of tags on chords and stuff like that. To make sure that a lot of these big riffs were tagged properly and not lost in the live version, and so watching Shannon do it, and I'm telling Shannon Larkin, no tag there, tag there. I was super shy about saying it, but
unbelievable drummer.
Sully was. He's the greatest rock drummer that's ever lived, and Sully is no fucking slouch. The motherfucker. No. Watching them on tour, night after night after night, not only just play, their live show, they're one of the greatest American rock and roll bands out there. You could say what you want. As far as I'm concerned, there's a reason why they headline 99.9% of the shows that they do, because they're an exciting rock and roll band,
Absolutely.
Now, what was I don't remember the exact story. Lee played with Sully before, and then had to step away.
He was the
or
original
something
guitar
like that.
player for Smack, and then he left for this, that, and the other. Now I've said this, that, and the other probably about 5 times during this interview.
That's okay.
Anyway, so he had left, and that's when they got Tony. I forget if Tony played with Lee or not. That's lost and whatever, but he always kept in touch with Sully, and Lee had this band called Powder Burnt, and when Lee and I got together, it was just instantly, we wrote fucking almost 60 songs for
awesome.
Over a year. We lived in this A-frame house in Sparta and wrote so many songs before Sully was just all right,
Now,
let's go get
now you're ready to go.
Yeah. It's cool.
So, out of those 60 songs, was Wishbone one of them?
Yeah, damn straight. Yeah.
Where in the 60 was that?
Number one, man.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. It was. I wrote it on my kitchen table at my house, aside from this, the obvious lyrics, it's about eating pussy, which I don't think that
You guys were a
came
Christian
through.
band.
Yeah. Christians don't eat pussy. I don't know. Catholics, like, hey, listen, hit the like button. But like, that riff was just so, I feel like demanding.
Oh yeah.
And like, we got producer Dave Jordan, who did, the first 2 Alice in Chains records, to produce that record, with Lee, Sully played drums on the record. Bobby Jenkins played 3 songs on that record. Sully played the rest.
How was it recording that album?
Probably the greatest time of my entire life.
And where was it recorded?
Burbank, California.
Okay.
With Dave Jordan.
Can you go through some of the process a little bit? Just
yeah, we would we would do like live rehearsals. We did like 2 days of live rehearsals. Just to finalize sort of like, arrangements. And then Sully would come in and he fucking slam through like 1 day of, I think he did the drum tracks in 1 day and like a half a day.
Yeah.
I think he lost about 5 pounds. Like he could have afforded to lose 5 pounds.
Yeah.
But he lost 5 pounds doing that record for sure.
Just murdering it.
Oh, he fucking destroyed it, dude. It was fucking crazy. But, watching it happen, like, there's no better guy to be in the studio with than Sully. He's so fucking exciting to be in the studio with. I remember when we were doing the Dropbox record. I remember when we were doing demos and stuff like that. And we demoed like twice before we even did the record with Sully. He'd be like, "Fuck yeah, fucking, I'm gonna come in there and fucking smash you in the fucking head." That's the excitement. That's Sully, though. And the reassurance that you would get from him, like, gave you that energy to fucking be like, "Oh my god, this is great. Let me do it again. No, I'll do it better." Lee too. I mean, it was maybe it's a Boston thing, but super encouraging.
Now, the process of, all right, I'm recording an album.
Yeah.
Where's it? Like you mentioned before, like you demoed twice. Where does it go as far as like, all right, so Sully takes it. All right, thank you. Let me go present this to my reps, so to say, or my people, or how did that?
So we became instant assholes.
Okay.
And said we were going to record the way we were going to record. And maybe it hurt us in the end. Obviously we weren't on the label as long as we would have wanted to be. I think it was like that year we got signed. Like they had like downsized some like 200 employees. Just that, I don't know how they did it, but they dropped a whole bunch of bands, including ours, towards the end of the third year, and it was a little tough to swallow, but
I'm sure. You giveth, then taketh away.
Exactly. I mean, but as soon as Shannon Larkin came up to me and said, like, "Listen, I've been there and back. This has happened to me a million times. You just got to get back on the horse." And I went back in and. Deals were offered here and there, but it was never enough to go, I think I can leave my job or whatever, and I almost lost my house, my bass player lost his house.
Christ.
It was a rough time, but it's fucking rock and roll,
I
would never fucking trade it for anything.
I remember when you did the Wishbone video. And you were like so psyched. You told me like this video is like a fucking reverse Peep Show, if you would.
Yeah.
And that song, that video, like that, like encapsulated like what you guys were. And it was phenomenal. Like it was, and that got good play, man, on the radio. So.
When you do something like that, and you got to remember, we also had like this like deal with Atari because the Wishbone riff got played throughout the entire video of the Transformers Atari video game, whatever. We did this big fucking show on some airline cruiser in fucking in California, and. For Atari, we did the video, they paid for it, the whole nine. The interviews on MTV2 and Fuse and stuff like that was great. It still gets played on the radio out, Midwest and stuff. which is, I love it. You know, I there's really nothing that I can really say that I wish I did. Maybe there's a couple of things I would have done differently, but maybe been smarter about this, that, you know, but it's tough to let that allow you to, you know, not sleep at night, you know. Yeah. I did it. It was cool, you know.
So talk about like the first time like you guys went out on like a tour, right? You're not playing.
Horrifying.
You're not playing in Jersey anymore. It's not
absolutely
fucking Connections on the Rec Room.
Rocco,
it's like,
listen to me. It was horrifying. I remember Jimmy saying we were about to go on stage. We played this hockey arena with Godsmack up in Ohio, and you know, it was a nice, you know, we got all in the tour bus, you know. My mom made fucking, you know, spaghetti and meatballs and fucking sausage and peppers and shit, and she fucking froze it, and we shoved it in the fucking fridge, and off we went, you know. So we're sailing away to fucking Ohio, but, you know, we're about to go on stage, and it was us and El Nino and Godsmack, and, you know, 10,000 people, you know, and it's just, I mean, you're behind the curtain ready to rock and roll, and the lights are still off.
Yeah.
People are still yip yapping, and the lights are still on, and all of a sudden, gunk. The lights are fucking, dude, it's the,
I'm getting chills right
I'm
now.
gonna punch Vince right in the fucking head. Like, I'm gonna freak. It's such a great feeling. And Jimmy goes, well, you got us here, so you better get the fuck out there. Yeah. You know, and I had this that 50s mic that I used to sing on, whatever. And it was never put on the stand for the first show. So the 4 count going into the first song, it was thrown to me. So I caught it as the 4 count ended and started the song.
That's fucking phenomenal.
And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm gonna fucking shit myself right now. But yeah, touring is like probably the greatest thing ever.
I remember you always had like, I feel like you're way ahead of your time because you had like perspective, and you're like you gotta be prepared for like half the people to fucking hate you, like just because like that's just how it is. Like you're out there, you put yourself out there, and that's how it is in the world. Like not everyone's gonna like love what you're doing. You have to be prepared, like thick skin for people to say, oh, you guys are shit. You guys,
I have very thin skin. I'm not gonna lie, I got very thin. I don't like when people don't like me.
Same here.
I don't like it. I never liked it.
Who were some of the bands like after like your first tour? Like who were some of the bands you got like cool with, or like? Probably
all of them. I mean, we really had a great time with there's this band Flaw that I got along with the drummer Micah. I actually started a side project with those guys that didn't really do anything, but we wanted it to. But still buddies with the El Nino guys here and there, and obviously all the Smack guys, but Johnny Pool guys. Over the years we had a separate tour with those guys. That was great. So many bands we keep in touch with.
Life expectant.
There you go.
Expecular.
For you to say.
Now that's a 3-beer word.
Listen, it was just one shot of whiskey.
Christ.
All right. The album, the tour of the album. How long did that go for?
We did 3 Godsmack tours around the country, and then we did the Godsmack acoustic record, in which Lee and I were on, co-wrote Touché, and we did that recording in Hawaii.
Can I say that I don't know what year it was? 04, 05.
04.
I'm fucking sitting on my couch in Bloomfield, New Jersey, watching Wrestlemania.
With feedback in Bloomfield.
All of a sudden, Wrestlemania is like done main event. All of a sudden, I hear my friend John Kosco on fucking. They played Touché at the end. I jumped out of my fucking seat. I'm like, no fucking way. No fucking way, dude. I gotta say that song, and there's a couple clips on YouTube where you guys play it live. Like when I tell people about you, I'm like, hey, listen to this. I'm like, yeah, he's playing with Sully from Godsmack, and listen to John. He's the.
My father was like, because he watches wrestling. We all watch fucking wrestling.
Still do.
Yeah, me too.
Chris Jericho.
Well, I guess I'm the only lone guy in here. Yeah, you guys know it's fucking fake, right? All right, cool.
You play Dungeons and Dragons.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, it was a good time, man. We recorded that in Hawaii. Lee and I went down there for 18 days. We recorded it on the second fucking day, and the record company was like, "You guys done out there?" And Lee and I were like, "I don't know. We gotta fix up a couple things." Blah blah blah. Fuck you. How's fuck you sound? So we stayed out there for like way too fucking long, but
Did you not?
yeah, actually not. We were fucking Hawaii, and like, I'm like barely out of pagoda at that point in my life. I'm gonna stay in fucking Hawaii, fuckface. All right, stop calling.
That's fantastic. I remember when you were out there, and like that song was just like I love acoustic shit.
Yeah.
And it was just I
Yeah,
felt like
it was a good-
that like took it to a new level, and if like that's like I feel like that was like your calling card. Like that was like what you were about and like what your voice did in that song. It was
Yeah, I was in the wheelhouse of I feel like a lot of things that I should have probably wound up still do, and I think I did a lot of that on some of the St. Kane stuff afterwards, you know, with a couple of acoustic things like that, you know, piano song and this, that, and the other. Why do I see this, that, and the other so many times?
that's your thing. I think you're gonna trademark. That's your tagline.
I don't fucking think I've ever said it before.
So this next song's called This, That, and the Other Thing.
It's called this,
coming
that,
out.
and the other. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. This, that, and the other. Go.
So how does that feel? I mean, so you're sitting on a stool next to Sully,
Yeah.
singing this song, right? And I don't want to sound like a dick, but you were stealing the show, dude. Like,
I mean, it was the feeling that you would get when like you're next to your. You gotta understand. I got to know Sully, you know, behind the scenes too, and I couldn't wait to get up on the stage with the guy. I mean, he's an exciting, funny fucking dude. You know, we had a lot of good fucking times. I mean, the fucking guy makes me laugh my ass off every time I see him. You know, he's funny. I've been trying to get another song out of him.
Yeah, let's
You
do
know.
one more.
Yeah, I've
come
been
on.
trying to
Why
get him
not?
to do another song. You know, he's the greatest to work with. I mean, he's just so fun. He really pushes you. But I couldn't wait to get on the stage with him every time.
What I always wanted to know about Touche,
Yeah.
as far as like the writing and arranging, how much input did you have into that?
Well, it was one of those things where we brought it when we had it in Hawaii. You know, it was pretty simple. It was the riff, and I instantly started to sing over it. And Sully literally chimed in as we were kind of like. There was like it was the rehearsal area, which had like a little like air hockey table, so you would hear like fucking clink, 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 fucking for like hours. And we're like, shut the fuck up. And then we started getting into like the chorus part of it. You know what I mean? It was just like the royalties say, 33 and a third.
that song always reminded me of obviously not the same genre, but like Temple of the Dog, when you have like Eddie Vedder and like Cornell going, you know, and it's like
Not nearly. But yeah, I get
You're
it,
being
man.
modest.
We had a great time in the studio singing it. I mean, you know, Sully came in with a lot of the a lot of ideas, and it was just very complimentary and very easy to finish that song. It didn't really take long at all.
Godsmack's always been one of our favorites.
Absolutely.
I want to tell. So it was definitely with Dropbox. We went to go see John, and you guys did an acoustic show in Hoboken.
That was a fucking
Dude, great show.
We were so drunk.
I think I might know.
All right, so you got Sully to come to fucking Hoboken, New Jersey to see you guys play, right? I mean, because he was your boy at that point, right?
To the average fucking hipster, they would not know, but to us,
Yeah.
we were like,
Holy
Sully's in
shit.
fucking Hoboken right now. Does anybody know this right now?
So
You should have
you're,
seen where we went to afterwards.
I want to say your set was over or
Yeah.
what, but me and Archer in the back playing pool. Archie's a fucking big dude this time. Probably taking a lot of good supplements at the time.
Yeah, you were taking supplements.
Husky.
You're a husky.
I was husky. That's what my mom says. Husky.
We were playing pool. All of a sudden, he like takes a shot, turns around, almost like literally knocked Sully down. And Sully wasn't like that big of a dude. I'm like, what the? I'm like, oh my god, what'd you fucking do?
Bro, I and this is no disrespect. I hit. And I was like, oh my God, I just fucking knocked a chick over. I turn around and I'm like, and I look, I go, I just hit Godsmack. I just hit Sully.
And he was like, oh, no. Now we're going to apologize to him. We're kneeling before him.
He was so cool. He was like, no, don't worry about it. I was just like, oh God, I'm fucking.
Yeah, we talked for a couple minutes. He's a totally like cool. Everything that you said, he's definitely a cool dude.
Yeah. I remember that fucking gig.
Yeah, it was a wild night, man. I love that show. My cousin Kenny Costco owned O'Donoghue's.
O'Donoghue.
Yeah. I couldn't think of the bar.
I'm like, it's an Irish name.
Yeah. Hoboken.
Big H.
Yep.
So, where does Dropbox take a turn?
So, we get the dreadful call. We're 70,000 records in, sold 3 American tours in, 2 acoustic tours with Godsmack in, 3 songs on the radio in, 1 MTV Fuse video in. We're about to negotiate a tour with Breaking Benjamin, Shinedown, Dropbox. And that's it. Just dead air. And I was horrified, just like any band who gets, I'm not the only fucking guy in the world who's been dropped by a label, but for whatever reason, it just didn't work. And for them, for me, it was working. For everybody else, it was fucking working. So I don't know what kind of fucking, smoke and mirrors bullshit was going behind the scenes. But you know what? At the end of the day, like, if I have to investigate or try to fucking figure that out, that'll be the death of me. So fuck all, right? And move on and write some music and just go out and try to keep doing some shit. It never quite got to where it was before. St. Kane did a bunch of tours with Godsmack afterwards just because of a relationship with them, which, thank God, was a great time, and got to play in front of fucking thousands of people again. And
hold on a little bit.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was great, So that was great. And, that took a turn too, and now I couldn't be more excited about Revel at Dusk right now. I love what we're doing.
That's the new project that you got.
This is it. This is it. This is the project. It's not just the new project. This is the project. This is it. Vincia, my boy.
What's up, Vince?
He's like the
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
We got Vince here.
Polynesian pepper.
Pacific Islander.
Pacific Islander. Yeah, man, this is Cameron Russell. This is a powerful trio at the moment. We're looking for a bass player, by the way. But I'm so proud of. I mean, we get in the room, we write 2 songs in an hour. That's awesome. It's stupid. It's like hold it back a little bit. Yeah. We were at my house last night and drinking a couple of beers, and we wrote 2 songs. And it was like, all right, we got to cut it back a little bit, try to kind of hone it into like arranging the songs that we have or whatever. But
yeah, there was another one when you guys walked in.
That was
a cool jam.
Yeah, there's a little.
We felt fucked up for like interrupting it. We're like, this is like zen.
Well, I mean, I texted you in the middle of it anyway. It was just like, yo. But Revel at Dusk is definitely where we're at right now in our brains. I can't wait to just get it off going. You know, my buddy, my old guitar player from St. Kane, Brian Quinn, he's in Candlebox right now. We're working on a show with those guys right now just to cut our teeth. You know, we haven't been on stage I haven't been on stage in a while. Cameron plays all the time, but yeah.
With himself.
Which guitar player is that? As far as like, because I'll be honest, I don't know who you're talking about, but I had the honor of opening for Candlebox not too long ago.
Oh yeah, so Brian Quinn is he's a lead guitar player.
Okay, because there was a guitar. Oh God, it was fucking stage right. I was side stage, and I'm watching this kid play, and I'm like, wow.
Oh, he's a beast, yeah.
But here was the thing about him as a beast, right? But it was so fluent.
Yeah, he is a beast, yeah.
His hands just like belonged up there.
Yeah.
Like, you want to know what?
Where was that show?
Wellmont
Theater.
Theater.
Yeah, Wellmont. Yeah.
So
I forgot to go down there.
Just playing and just like I was very impressed. Like, I made it a point I needed to see fucking Candlebox once in my life. That was my high school.
Kevin's one of the great rock vocalists.
Phenomenal.
Lee Richards from Dropbox, he jammed with him a bunch of times, and Lee was like, "You gotta hear him sing fucking Zeppelin. It's like crazy." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here, really?" But if you think about it, think about his voice for a second. Fucking guy could probably sing some fucking Zeppelin, like.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
I can tell you this. So we have a mutual best friend, this guy named Vinny, and this kid is an anomaly. Never bought a fucking CD in his life. Never bought a tape in his life. Doesn't know fucking music. His two favorite songs are the two very popular Candlebox songs.
Yeah.
Far Behind and You. Is that what
Yeah.
So just good music sticks out no matter if for somebody who doesn't even know what the fuck music is.
Yeah. Brian. What the hell? We wrote this song. Well, no, I wrote this song. What was that fucking song on the piano I wrote on the last St. Kane? Solitary Road. Yeah. I wrote it. Don't remember. I wrote it at Sully's house, actually.
Solitary Road.
Oh, look at that. You got that in your notes.
Good song.
I wrote that at Sully's house on his baby grand piano. And then I recorded it at Burbank back at David Jordan's studio, just the piano and just like scratch vocals or whatever, when they were playing out in LA. And all those years went by. And I finally recorded it with those guys. And I got to tell you, Brian Quinn fucking killed that fucking solo. Killed it, dude. So thank you, Brian. You fucking killed it. So officially, but I love that song so much, and it brings me back to so much emotion back in that time. I remember literally taking a fucking taxi from Sunset Boulevard from the tour bus. Okay, the tour bus is parked on Sunset Boulevard. I took it right to Burbank. Recorded it, came back, and I was alone the whole time. Sully was gone. Everybody was MIA for 2 days. I was by myself for it was whack. But so much emotion, sitting in Sully's, baby grand. And he's a fantastic piano player too. So
what the fuck can he do? Jesus.
There's not a lot he can't do. I mean, the fucking guys, this is why they do what they do. I mean, he's an exciting rock dude. I mean, it's just what it is.
I bet you can't like the Yankees.
There's no fucking way that would ever happen. Yeah, no, definitely can't like the Yankees.
I want to turn this around real quick. St. Kane.
Yeah.
Your first album. Can you tell me about the first album, writing that?
Took forever.
Yeah, there was a lot of songs. I went over it last night. I just wanted to refresh myself because when it came out, I was into it. I haven't listened to it in a while. St. Kane, the writing process with the first album.
Yeah. It's just a lot of rock riffs, I wanted to sing my ass off. and try to get another record deal. You know,
A little bit sounds like a continuation of Dropbox.
oh, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I think that that record. There's a lot of songs on that record. The first
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah.
Called the Black and Gold one. Yeah, we did a lot of writing. You know, and that's all over the place too, as far as like, you know, the spectrum of rock, you know, and the spectrum of music, you know. It was a lot of years put into that. And it took so many years to record it. Thank God we finally did it. You know, Vince was not part of the recording process, but, you know, we played a lot of live shows together with St. Kane.
Those were fun shows.
But, yeah, that was the first record. Thank God that was out, or else that would have killed me. It took so long to get it out.
Gotcha.
I actually recently just listened to that whole record. It was like where was I going? Oh, I had to take a ride. It was a Saturday to pick up tickets and sign shit at the Starland Ballroom. But it was a nice long ride. I put a whole, like, I was in my Challenger, so it was a CD player. It was like fucking great.
Oh shit, you got a Challenger?
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, listen to the record front to back.
As I'm reaching into, oh yeah, this is the kind of interview this is.
But it was a great record. I mean, keeps you going. It's you know, it's upbeat.
It was a bunch of fucking songs you throw on a fucking tape, dude. Honestly, it was literally, there was no rhyme or reason.
With the feel that I got though from like a Dropbox, the Dropbox was like a little grungier, a little heavier.
It could have been another Dropbox record.
Yes.
Honestly, it could have been the next Dropbox record.
Yeah. So last night again, I'm going through your shit, and I went.
That's weird.
Thanks for putting
That's
yourself
fucking
through
weird.
through that agony of going through all my shit. So last night I went through all of your shit.
So I was looking. I was outside your house, and I was like, "He's gonna be home soon." Burn with the Gods of the Sun. To be honest, so now I listened to this one, okay, and I went, "Yo, this is fucking dark. This is darker. This is heavier." And then I'm on Spotify, listen to it. I'm like, all right, let me just do a little check it out. Mastodon,
Troy Sanders.
yeah,
Yeah.
correct. This is that song, dope fucking song.
Thanks.
Really dug that. Anything you'd? I would like to hear the little writing process behind that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I had the rest of the guys went to go get pizza.
Okay.
And they came back, and I had just about finished like the arrangement, you know. I gotta tell you, you know, it's a very hard act to follow. Okay, to you know, John Freeman, you know, my bass player. He was my brother, my writing partner through so many of those fucking songs. You know, Chris Hamilton is a fucking beast.
Blood Simple.
Yeah, Downset, Blood Simple, you know.
Yep.
An absolute fucking beast. No matter what our, you know, differences are here or there. A fucking animal. An absolute animal. But, you know, getting Troy on that track, it was just one of those songs when you hear something.
Yeah.
So Chris grabbed him off the tour bus, brought him up to the studio when we were in Baltimore. And,
Yo, you gotta fucking sing on this.
so I just basically sang like, you know, a little bit of the melody, and Troy, he was this like magical wizard. Like his voice is like an old magical tree bark. And like Lord of the Rings, you know, those trees you move through the forest. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Or do you, or are you just saying that you know?
I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. My wife wants me to watch them. I will never fucking watch those shows.
Dude,
All right,
listen,
gotcha.
at least watch that part because
right.
then you can understand what I'm talking about when
Gotcha.
Troy's voice. But the guy's voice, I can listen to Troy's voice sing I love his fucking voice. And when I have on my phone, I'll show you guys later. But when he sang the track, we were like, oh my God. It was so exciting to watch him like and he tracked it in like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we brought him back to the fucking venue.
Show off.
Yeah, right. Which by the way, like Kill or Be Killed, by the way, is one of my favorite records.
Yeah.
That fucking like, fuck you, like fuck your band, like listen to Kill or Be Killed. But Troy did such a great job on that track, and I'm so fucking honored to have him on that. And now it's there forever, and it's cool, and we'll never play it again, but it's there.
It is there.
Yeah, it's there.
It's dope too, bro.
So tell us what we can expect from Revel at Dusk.
Probably nothing.
Don't know.
No,
I don't know. I heard a teaser yesterday, and I'm fucking hyped for it.
So we threw the teaser out there just because I that's all we do is like listen to that riff, and it's so stupid because like you play guitars, it's like that fucking. It's just. It's like, It's so stupid. It's like a simple ass fucking thing, but it's like.
But it'll make you bounce.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's like round off, pull offs.
Yeah.
It's how we write. I'll look at him and he'll just fucking like do like this alternate line or whatever to a main riff. And I'll just want to smash the guitar over his head, And, Cameron will, start doing a little bit of like nuance, little fill and stuff like that. Make sure he always tags the right way, which is super important,
Talk about a beast.
Talk about a beast. I mean, this guy fucking does like, Muay Thai, he's been beating my ass for like the last fucking 6 months. He's a Muay Thai fighter. He's a trainer. And he'll go up there and just beat the shit out of the drums and
He warms up doing blast beats. It's funny.
It's not that funny, but it's kind of fucking annoying. So Cameron, please stop doing that. No, but we have a great time when we get together in the studio and especially when we're demoing. It's just simple. Honestly,
that feels good when you can just write with someone and there's no, I know what he's gonna like, that type of bullshit that you have to deal with. Oh, I know he's gonna come back when I write this. Oh, I know, like that bullshit. If you can just let it out and everybody just is on the same page and has a great time.
I mean, I don't want to give anybody any kind of like ideas of what it's going to be, but we're working our butts off on it. So.
Nice.
How did you guys get together? I know, like you said, you and Vince played in St. Kane for a while, right?
I've always trusted Vince's ideas and encouragement. I think that he would always be honest. If I brought something to the table, and when I do bring something to the table, how he articulates like an alternate line to it is something that is super important. I think alternate lines are really important in writing process because you're hearing like another melody, another harmony, and harmonies are really big too. When we're singing, if I'm singing something like that, he'll hit the higher harmony for me, which is awesome.
Yeah,
that's phenomenal.
What was your question?
How you guys got together?
Oh yeah, so we got together,
and you are.
Well, I was wanted to work with Vince again, and I was wanted to work with Cam again. Cam and I started a couple of projects before, and we just started to jam and stuff like that. And he got busy, I got busy, till he's like, "Well, dude, I'm gonna be moving up by you." He's like, let's keep this thing going. We wrote so many songs together; it was crazy. And when Vince came back in, we were like, well, this is it. I mean, now we're 10 songs in and it's only been 6 months and now we're whatever, to where it's fuck counting, you know, it's whatever's new. I mean, what are phones? You know, like it's all it is just a pile of fucking music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like fuck your contacts. You know what I mean?
That's weird because it sounds like Rocky and myself.
Oh my God.
It sounds like our band, but the opposite. Yeah. We have 3 songs in fucking a year and a half. But we're getting there. We're going to write that riff.
One day.
We're going to write that
One fucking
We're going to
day.
get there.
Well, next time you guys, when are you guys recording again?
Hopefully. I mean, we're going to do an EP, but probably break it up like 3, 3, and 3. So hopefully.
Can I sing with you?
I
On
fucking.
your-
I don't want to sound like shit compared to you. Of course, I'd be honored.
That is on tape.
It is on tape.
You gotta fucking
Hold on,
do
make
it
him
now.
sign the make him sign it real quick. The waiver.
Sign it. You want to know what? Which leads me to a question that I've always wanted to ask someone that as now Rocky and I, you could say, you know, we've played some really cool gigs and we've done some cool stuff. We never made it to the bigs. You went up to the bigs for a little while. So a question of mine that I've sat in numerous amount of fucking meetings at work going, you know, if I can just make like 40, 50,000 doing music, I could probably help out. I could do that. As far as a musician, a touring musician, and I'm not asking you your numbers. I'm just saying,
We need to see your W-2. Is what
do
we're
me a
trying to
favor,
say.
your tax but was there or is there to the level that you were at one point? Is there like, oh, I can support, I can live?
You always got to start from scratch again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just you always got to start from scratch, no matter what you do in life. It could be you can have your own bagel shop. You can have your own construction business.
Gotcha.
And you could be like, oh yeah, we're doing really well. You know.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you know, things go this way, and then you got to start from scratch again. You know, it's always starting from scratch. Yeah.
Well, scratch it is. So now brings us to today. We have Pure Ink Tattoo.
Yeah.
My man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You might have to do a little Misfits logo on me
I'd
in the
love
next,
to, yeah,
in the next, like,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm in.
Talk to me about it.
I love tattooing. I'm at Pure Ink in Ledgewood. I was in New York for a little bit, for just a year. It was probably the greatest experience of my life. Really hard work. Great shop called Addicted to Ink. And those guys are super talented. Some of them are there, some of them are not there. But the owners are just amazing. They do amazing things. They do the Westchester Tattoo Convention. I learned so much from every single one of the artists up there. And that year was probably the greatest thing I did for my tattooing career. And now I'm at Pure Ink, and I get to hang out with my boy Ian Spong and B-Dog, B Doggington, and I just love those guys. And Danny Payne, Jesus Christ, he was my bass player for fucking child, you know, and he left right before we got a record deal. And he's always been behind me, musically and, my tattoo career. He taught me how to tattoo. I love it. I love going to work every day. I love tattooing. It's so much fun.
You love tattooing?
I do. I just don't have any issues with it. I just love waking up and I get there like a couple hours early. I do my drawings and shit, you know.
Not many people that I know fucking you can wake up and say, you want to know what? I love what I do.
It's a good time.
That's great. Yeah. So where can they find you if say someone needs a tattoo for some reason?
I don't know. Just go on Instagram. I don't know. Fucking slide into my DMs or something.
Slide into my DMs.
I think too, like, you're an amazing artist, right? You've done a bunch of my work, bunch of my friends, and every single friend that I've sent to you, they're like, John's just a cool guy. I think half of like getting a tattoo is making the person feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And like that's like, I know some tattoo artists that are like, fuck it, I'm doing what I want. Like not caring if the person is comfortable. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like they're doing the drawing they want, but like you want to make it feel like the person, it's an unnerving experience, right? It's pain. It's fucking, you know, I've sat in the chair with you for hours and I'm like, and if it wasn't you, I feel like I would probably like jump out because like it's agonizing fucking pain in certain spots. but you've always given like good advice. I think it's all part of it. Not just being a great artist, but like good advice of, hey, that's bad. Like I'm like, hey John, I have a fucking killer idea. Put this over here. He's like,
have you ever seen the Dukes of Hazzard mobile? flying over Miss Piggy's cunt.
He's like, all right, well, doesn't fit your body right. Make sure it fits your body.
Luke Duke.
Yeah,
it's just a portrait of Luke Duke.
But I think that's huge, and kudos.
Yeah, for sure. Can we just do a portrait of Luke Duke?
No, you're fucked.
You might have to get one now. I think
he's gonna do a Misfit skull. That's what he's
or a Luke Duke.
So, like, listen, if anybody's like gonna listen to this podcast,
yeah, there's a couple people.
I would love to do a portrait of Luke Duke at this point. Please, I will do it for free. I swear to God. It's amazing.
All right, John, I can't speak for Rocky, but I can't thank you enough for.
This is a great time. I'm so proud of you guys, man,
for doing this for us.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, I'm proud of you guys.
Listen, honored to call you a friend for fucking 15, 20, I don't know how long. It's been a long time.
Man. Yeah.
Always inspired by like what you do.
Thanks, man.
Musically, your tattoo career, you've done great things. Always had like the balls to put yourself out there and do it.
Fuck it, right?
Always an inspiration. Always gave us good spots to open up for your band. So we expect another one when you guys play fucking shows. No pressure.
Good job, Rock. Way to slide that in there. Yeah, great job.
It's like sliding a DM, but different.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I can't wait to hear you guys' new material. I really can't wait. I know you're the first time you told me about this project at your shop months and months ago. Like I saw the excitement. I'm like, okay, this guy's excited about it. It's definitely something good. And when we walked in today, I mean, it was a cool jam. You and Vince seemed like you guys really vibe together. And when you guys talked before about harmonies, and I feel like that's the hardest thing in music. Like it's, you're playing your instrument or you're singing, you hear what you're doing, but to be able to hear something on a different level and like a different perspective, I mean, that's it. I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait too.
Fuck yeah. So the new band, Revel at Dusk. My boy, John Kosco, we got his, Vince, what do you play? Guitar? That damn right. Of course. we watched him play guitar when we walked in. Anybody wants a tattoo of Luke Duke? Right?
Luke Duke, yeah.
Luke Duke. Please. Short ink tattoo in Ledgewood, New Jersey.
You could probably do a mean Uncle Jesse, too. I don't know.
Everybody, thank you very much.
Check out Revel at Dusk on Instagram. And
that is it, my friend.
Cheers.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Cheers. John Kosco, everybody. We out.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. I gotta piss like a fucking racehorse.
Well, I can speak for both of us that was an awesome conversation with a great guy that we get to call our friend John Kosco. So, my friend, with the bladder of an 8-year-old girl, is there anything left for you to say to the people?
If you're chilling and relaxing with James Paxton, Samuel L. Jackson, and you're looking for some action, and you can't get no satisfaction, then you're listening to Not These Two Fucking Guys podcast.